Right guys, we are here. The new bike is behind me. Suspense is building. I thought where better to start this video on a new bike as to where I started my second YouTube video actually, just up that hill. So yeah, I've had a few comments on the last video as to what you might think it will be. Had a Triumph 1200 Speed Triple RS, sorry. Apologies. BMW S1000RR. Right, let's do this, and I'll tell you why I did this. There it is. So no one actually guessed this, but it is, as you can probably tell, a Yamaha MT-10 2017 model to be exact. I won't do a review today, but I'll do a review at some point. This one has got a few little additions to it, which is quite nice. I love the paint colour. It's such a cool colour, like a primer sort of grey. I think it was it's the colour that was around when Audi brought out the Nardo grey, so it was like a big thing. But yeah, won this on eBay. Got a cracking deal on it actually. 6,000 miles on the clock, full service history and all that jazz. I've been already doing stuff to it and tinkering. When I got it, it had stubby levers on, so I've now replaced those with longer ones. Granted, they're not posh ones, but they do the job for now until I muster up the courage to spend £100 on a set of levers. Came decatted. It's not mapped, so I need to do that ASAP. Has a Pipeworks exhaust. Baffle is in. It has a fancy light which has indicators in it as well, but apparently it doesn't pass MOTs. So yeah, I've had to put indicators on it. When I got it, it had two indicators taped to a pole and then cable tied to the top, which just isn't good. So I bought some smoked indicators, and I bought a brand new tail tidy from Evotech. Really nice actually, I'm really happy with it. I need to get new number plates, obviously. I've got 2 holes in this one. What else has this got done? It's got R1 rear sets. Not entirely sold on them yet. It's quite high compared to the normal MT-10 riding position. Oh my god, it's B. It has some fancy indicators on it. I can't remember what they're called. Does it have them on them? Yes, it does. TST Industries indicators, which is, yeah, cool, whatever. They're quite fancy. They're like a transformer eye, and they light up here, which is really cool at night. I have a comfort seat on order, which was hella money. It was 200 quid. It has a quick shifter, no blipper, so yeah. Yeah, did I say the Pipeworks exhaust? Yeah, it has a baffle in, which honestly, the first thing I did when I bought this bike was take the baffle out, and holy shit, was it loud. You know it's loud when you're walking through a town when you're riding through a town and you're changing gears super early just to make it quieter. That's how obnoxiously loud it is, so I had to put the baffle in, and it's still loud as it is, but the baffle had to go in, and it was it's quite pleasant now actually. It's quite nice, it makes a nice noise, and yeah, it's a big difference from the KTM. Anyone that's ridden a KTM, and one of these will know the difference, like the size of it, the pure mass of the front of it is just insane. The tank is, one thing I notice is when I put my legs up, they touch the side here, and it feels like my legs are just out because it's so big. Much nowhere near as nimble as a KTM obviously, but in a straight line, oh my god, it's a bit of a wheelie monster, proper wheelie monster actually, not just a bit of one. A couple of things that I have that are new. Nice Land Rover, do love a Land Rover Defender. A couple of things that I have that are new on it. From what I'm not used to is it has what the hell do you call this? Not traction control. It does have traction control up here. 3 modes of traction control. Cruise control, that's it. This button here is cruise control, and then you set it here and here, which is cool. One thing I always have wanted on the KTM but didn't have is this, which is, your hazard lights. And let me just show you while I'm here. Let me show you. Oh, it's glass on the floor. Fuck. Oh Or if I get a puncture, I just have to spend £300 on some fucking tyres, won't I? But yeah, check this out. Oh my god, I didn't press the button. There we go. So, lame or not lame, I'm not really sure. I need to finally adjust these a little bit. They're a bit off. I only did this yesterday. But yeah, they're quite cool. And then there's the front one. Really bright, that is. And then when you turn that off, check out the light behind it. Hopefully you're getting that. So it's like a little daytime running light. It's really cool. And then the front. Beautiful. Lovely. It's an absolute weapon of a bike. But it is huge. I'm not used to it yet, so we'll go for a little bit of a ride and I'll tell you my initial first thoughts. I've ridden one once before, and obviously I've had this a few days now, so I've ridden it a handful of times. This is maybe my third or fourth time out on it. Yeah, but we'll do a bit of a start up, a couple of revs, and then we'll get going. You ready? Oh yeah, these mirrors are shit. They're going, obviously. I'm keeping them on this time. So it's not too bad when you first start out. Nice and quiet, it's warm. But then it does pop and bang, and if I give it a little bit of a blip, yeah, sounds awesome. Obviously it's got I can't believe I parked in glass. Someone's had their car robbed. Oh, hopefully I don't have a puncture. So yeah, first initial thoughts when you get on this bike, obviously the noise, bloody visor, there we go, obviously the noise of it, 1000cc or 998cc I believe, cross-plane crank, it's an R1 engine essentially, but it has a few minor detuned parts, so stuff like, I don't know, the valves I think are steel instead of titanium. That's why this bike is under 10 grand I think when it was brand new. It's insane, it's honestly insane. I'm glad I'm scared of it because I've been pushing on a couple of times and having a bit of fun, but I'll drop it down. No, I'm not doing seconds like that. Oh. Holy moly. But yeah, she pushes on. I forgot my bike light mic sticker. Balls. Never mind, we'll go this way, shall we? But listen to that quick shifter. Oh my god. It makes this weird sort of noise. It's a bit like, it reminds me of, like, I don't know if any of you are familiar with DSG gearboxes in cars. But no, sportier cars generally have DSG gearboxes. I've got a car behind me. And they make this funny noise called a DSG fart. And this makes a similar noise, and it's just fucking insane. It makes such a horrendous crack. I have a van at my house. I don't really know why cars try and like get all aggressive. It's like they urge you on because they want a biker to like give it some just so they can see what it's like. I'm not going to give it some, bro, not for a village. Don't be a dickhead. Not on this heavy old beast anyway. Sheep are out. But yeah, initially it feels quite nimble. Obviously the KTM was way nimbler. The KTM is a stunning, the KTM 790 for anyone who hasn't followed me before. But the KTM was so nimble around corners, and it was a perfect blend of power, weight. It was just lovely. This is way more of a brute. It's when you're standing at a set of traffic lights, you know it's heavy. I think the difference is though it feels so much more planted. I can't feel the front wheel as much as I could on the KTM. To me that's not necessarily too bad of a thing, but it feels smoother on this. On the KTM I felt like I could feel every single bump, and it made me feel a bit twitchy when I was really like pushing around corners. But you know, I still did it. You just get used to it, don't you, I suppose. This thing will lift the wheel in first, second, third, fourth, I think. But it's nuts. And one thing I would say is very nice about it is it's not like an instant wheelie. It's not like you pull the throttle back and it's like holy moly. It's more like a progressive wheelie, and you can control that with the traction control. I should stop really doing a bike review. I'm basically doing a bike review, but no, these are my initial thoughts of it anyway. Yeah, you can control that, so the wheelies are really nice, smooth, and nothing too major. Sounds beautiful. Honestly, sounds insane. But yeah, you give it the full beans, that front wheel comes up, no problem. I'll have to edit that bit. Oh my god! With a baffle in! God damn, this bike is... oh! It's like thunder. Going through a nice twisty roads like this, it's like thunder, honestly. And I'm not pushing on too much. There's a lot of flies out today. I want to get some good footage together and do like a proper review, tell you the ins and outs, and also own it for more than a few days so I can give you a true representative of, you know, what it's actually like, what I find annoying about it, if anything. At the moment there's nothing that's really annoyed me just yet. And yeah, we'll do a good video and we'll go through it. There's a couple of things I do need to do. I need to bleed the rear brakes because they're soft. Apparently it's a very easy job. You just put a little bit of tube on the caliper, bleed nipple, and pump the brakes and release it, and then repeat basically. But there's a Porsche, so if you want some, you don't want anything. I mean, officer, I didn't wheelie. Anti-wheelie was on, so it cut in just as the wheel was skipping. It can't count as a wheelie if it's skipping. So yeah, I'm gonna have some fun on this bike. I need to be careful, really. It takes a lot of self-control, which I'm lacking at the moment when you first get on something new and exciting. But yeah, it's definitely a cool bike, and I will be touring this in France, as I've said in my last video. We'll be taking it all the way down to the south of France, in a bit of Switzerland, where I will be on my best behaviour. And you guys can come along as long as I can figure out how many batteries and SIM cards and all that jazz I need. Yeah, tell me what you guys think, if you guys have got any experience with MT10s, any upgrades which are good to do, or anything like that. Obviously it's got a few on it already, like I need to get it mapped, that's my next job. The weather is very overcast today, and it's... oh, I love the quick shifter. I love it. I need to get some mirrors, because these are god awful. They make me feel like I've got big ears. You know what I mean? You got big ears. Or not anyway. Voila! It does feel very planted round corners. It is actually surprisingly twitchy. When you're giving it some, it really is twitchy. Which surprises me a bit. I think it's because it's got that much power. I think it's an electronic dampener. Yeah, the suspension is fully adjustable, which is going to be new to me. I have no idea what I'm doing with suspension. I have no idea how to adjust it. Well, I obviously know how to adjust it. It's just simply turning the screw, but I don't really know what I'm doing, so that'll be a learning curve for me, and when I do it I will video it so you guys know exactly what I'm learning and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, thanks very much for joining. I will try and do a review of this bike next, hopefully, or just babble along about something random. For now, take it very easily, and the rest of your week or weekend.